Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Slunky Pics,
And welcome to my 1978 Dodge 440 powered boogie van named Moby Dick.
Moby is a 440 powered van. So I decided to start on the engine first. I replaced the oil pump, which does look a lot better. The water pump also looking a lot better. The alternator had to be replaced since those always go when vehicles sit. The radiator hoses also had to be replaced, and one didn't seem to quite fit right, but we got it to work. We did get the belts on, which was a bit of work because of just the awkward position that the bolts were to tighten the belts. But we got them on, we straightened out the fan and got that back in place, and then we put on the radiator after this, which we got re-cored. There were a lot of ups and downs when we were getting parts. This one, for example, we had a flash hailstorm that happened while we were looking for parts, and we just took refuge in this truck. The hail was coming down so bad we thought the windshield was going to cave in even more. This was the first time that we had jacked it up, and the second time we did, we haven't taken it down since. As you can see, the chin spoiler didn't come attached with the van, so that was one of the first things I had to do. And as you can see, we didn't exactly have much safety. We didn't really think of that when we were doing it. Luckily, nothing happened, but man, in hindsight, that was a stupid thing. I was really lucky that nothing happened, that's for sure. Here's another angle of our negligence. And after we had done everything with the spoiler and just checking fluids for the first time, we let her down. Had to be really careful with that spoiler. And of course we had to drain it before we could do an oil change. After we had taken it down, we put some wooden blocks underneath the wheels to make it safe to go under. Being that this was the first oil change in a while, didn't stop me from stating the obvious.
That's thick and black.
That's 30-year-old oil.
Yeah. But it's like black.
And here's the footage of it getting new oil for the first time in 30 years. And here's some footage under the hood, literally. This sticker is placed underneath the hood, and it shows all the options this van had. This van was actually so loaded it had two, but one has fallen off. For me, the thing that makes this van so special are the three numbers right here. This means that it is a 440 cubic inch engine, being the largest that Dodge ever made for their own vehicles. And very few ended up in vans. This was my brother's first time pretending to drive it.
So, I'm gonna test drive me. Kaboom!
This was just before we replaced the wheels. The biggest issue that we had, though, was the van not wanting to fire. We struggled with it for quite some time. We even had to make new wires to get it to run at one point. On a similar note, we found the six-pack that used to be on the van. Sadly, it was a little bit too much money for what I can afford right now, and it's also something I can look forward to getting as I drive the van. Of course, the pictures of the six-pack on the 440 do make it look a lot cooler. And here's a picture of me with all the parts that I sold to pay for the van. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. After a year and a half of work, the time has come. over the winter, I'll be working on redoing a Elbrock 750 carburetor for the van so that it'll be able to run on its own gas in the tank. But that's all I've gotten done so far. I want to thank you all for 440 subscribers, a milestone that's so close to me. It's got to mean a lot, so I thank you very much.
And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.